Okay, hello everybody. This is going to be our midterm exam for English for Professional Designer. My name is Samudera, and with me
My name is Dilon.
for the first part, we're gonna be doing some interview, and I'm gonna ask Dilon a couple of questions. The first question is, what sort of things do you do on your free time, Dilon, and why?
When I have a free time, I usually watch some video and read some comics to entertain myself, like in YouTube or in TikTok.
Okay.
When my friends are online, I usually will chat them to play with me, so that when we play the games, we can have a conversation about our daily life or something like that.
Okay. Very nice.
And at some moment, I like to draw some stuff and watch some videos about graphic design to increase my skill. And also, if I'm tired, I will just sleep to regain my stamina and health,
Okay.
mental health.
It's very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next question is, why don't you tell me about the place you're currently living at the moment? Where are you living?
Yeah, I actually not from Tangerang, so I live in a boarding school here
Okay.
that is quite cheap near UMN. It's only 300 meters apart.
Okay.
It's very close and nice. And
Very nice.
the place I live is very strategic, so if I need to buy something, I'll just have to go few meters or kilometers. And there is a warteg near my course or food stall, so if I'm hungry, I can just buy the food. The variation is very many.
This is very good.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Now my question for you is, what type of house would you like to live in the future and why?
Okay, so the house that I want is probably a house that's not too big because I don't
Oh,
like cleaning. If the house is too big, I have to clean a lot.
yeah,
I don't like
that's true.
And as long as the house is comfy and it has enough rooms, enough space, I think it's all good. But also, I don't really like it if the house is near local villages because they usually like to burn their trash, and I really hate the smell of smoke
Yeah,
and air
I get your
pollution
point.
in general. It's really bad. I hate it.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
And the second question is, what is your favorite type of music and why? Has your taste in music changed over the years?
Well, my favorite type of music right now is probably like 80s and 90s music.
Oh,
All of the good ones are usually really nice and really catchy, and I really like it. If I compare to the music nowadays, I guess. And if my music taste has changed, it definitely has. And so, yeah, in middle school, I'm really into pop music actually, and in high school, I got introduced to EDMs, electronic music, which I still really
I
like
see.
even now. And for the old music, my parents like to listen to them, so it has been in my life all the time. So I just pick it up, and yeah, that's how we get to right now. Here we are today.
Okay, very good, very good.
Okay, thank you very much. And now for the next part of the exam, we're asked to describe an image. Let me begin with mine. My image is, well, here we are. The title of the image is Advertising in Ancient Times. And well, in ancient times, they mostly used word of mouth to advertise products. And now we're presented with an image of a road inside a marketplace in what appears to be a medieval village or small town. based on the look of the buildings and the people's clothes. And in the background of the village, we can see a lot of cone-shaped trees. By the number of it, it could be a forest. And then the road itself is a dirt road with houses on each side. The houses are made out of wood with roofs made out of hay. And in front of some of the houses, there are merchants who sell their wares by placing it on top of big tables. Right in front of the picture, in the middle, there's a man carrying an axe, and on his right there are two children. One is talking to a man that is pointing somewhere, and the other is standing in front of a merchant's table looking at one of his ware, while the merchant just stares at her. And then just behind them, we can see an old man sitting on a stool next to another merchant's table. With the merchant of the table, he's standing on the other side of it, talking with a man that looks like a customer. And right beside them, there are two people. One is a woman carrying what appears to be a pelt of some animal, while the other person just stands there. In the middle of the road, facing us, around right behind the man carrying an axe, there's a hooded woman carrying a basket, and in front of her there is a man walking with a cane and a gray dog. And on the left side of the man, there is a merchant sitting on a rug, selling bowls. And it seems like there's another person standing asking him about one of his bowls. While behind them, there's a person putting something on a wall. It's so blurry, we cannot really see what he's putting. And next to him, a group of 3 people, with 2 of them doing what seems to be a tug of war with a rope, and the other person is just in the middle, standing and watching them. And finally, in the front of the furthest house in the back of the picture, there is a cart with barrels on top of it. And right next to the cart, there seems to be a horse, but it's very blurry, so I'm not sure if it's a horse or not. And there we go. That is my description of the image. And back to you, Dilon.
Okay. Now I will describe the number 2 of the image. The title is various techniques used by graphic designers. There is many techniques of graphic designers, like typography, photo editing, motion graphics, web design, logo design, etc. In this picture, there is a person drawing something on his paper. As you can see from this picture, this person is a logo designer. There is a emblem logo in his computer, which is having lifestyle words in it. It looks like he's drawing many variations of something like an emblem logo. There is also a sketch identical to the emblem logo on the screen. He's probably sketching a new logo or even an alternative for his emblem logo. On the left side, there is a watercolor. So maybe he can try any color he wants and choose which one is good for his works. There is also a color palette on his screen and a color marker on his desk. That can be counted as a color theory because he is mixing the watercolor to pick the color. That's it for my description for picture number 2.
Oh, okay, that was really nice. All right. Okay, now we're in the third part of the exam, which is a discussion of several topics.
Yeah.
We can start with the first one, which is the Bauhaus movement. Well, do you know about this movement, Dilon?
What I know about Bauhaus movement is that it is an art movement in German artists that they want to merge all artistic medium into one unified approach. Did I miss something? Can you give me your knowledge about it?
From what I know, it's a movement of the artistic style that makes things more minimalistic, the one that is a more functional, the form of the art, of the thing, of the object it follows the function. So design should follow object's function. And
I
also
see.
it's an art movement that wants to combine technology and art into one, which is, I think, it's very interesting. I mean, we see it a lot today in our daily lives, the minimalistic style of things, and our buildings, our graphic design, logos, and whatnot. The very simple geometric design of the buildings and logos, which I don't particularly like because it's very simple and minimalistic. It's kind of boring. I really, myself, I prefer the style that is more ornate, more more stylistic. It's more beautiful to me, I think. Even though
Ah,
I must say
I
that
see.
some minimalistic things does look good. What about you? Do you like the minimalistic stuff?
Yeah, for me, I like the minimalistic stuff. So I think Bauhaus movement have a positive impact in architecture and minimalistic design. So yeah, it's a positive influence to arts for me.
All right.
Do you know about the history of Art Nouveau, Sam?
Yeah, Art Nouveau is the movement. I think it was right before the Bauhaus movement. This one is
Yeah,
this one I think I kind of like more because it's a movement that has a strong influence in organic shape, flowing lines, curves, and plant and animal motifs, which natural
mm,
stuff. I really like that. And this was in late 19th century, around 1890 and 1910. Yeah,
that's true.
as I say, it was a very ornate and decorative art form, very different from the Bauhaus, which is very minimalistic and geometric. This one is very curvy and flowy. What do you think about it?
Yeah, personally, I love minimalistic design more than
Okay.
this style, but I still think this Art Nouveau style is still good and beautiful and decorative. Some people maybe not like this, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
speaking
might, I
of
might understand that. Oh yeah.
yeah, speaking of
Uh,
Art Nouveau, there is an illustration, interior design, painting, and also there is poster and advertisement.
mhm.
Let's seek to our next topic, which is ancient advertisement.
Oh, okay. Ancient advertising. I mean, I don't really know
The,
much about it, but do you have do you know about it?
yeah, what I know about advertising in ancient time is they usually use papyrus to do several types of advertisement, such as finding lost people, to find lost object, and also to attract people. If they want to promote a politician, they can also use that papyrus paper to make a poster.
Okay.
Do you think advertisement in ancient time is
I mean,
good, Sam?
well, I don't know if it's good or not, but it is certainly very interesting. I think that we've been doing this for so long, all this advertising stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we start with word by mouth, right? Like we just talk about it of the thing that we're
yeah,
advertising, and then suddenly they use papyrus paper, and I think I heard they carve stuff on rocks as well. And I just think that things
yeah,
are
on
all
walls.
they're all very interesting. I think that we've been doing this for so long, and how much we've changed since then. Yeah, I wish we can like compare the two
Okay,
side by side and see the differences of you know past advertising and what we do now. It'll be very interesting, I think.
yeah, it's so different.
Yeah, right. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the end of this section. So we'll just go right into the next one.
Okay, now we are on our last section of this discussion, which is, do you think young people who watch a lot of violence on TV are more likely to be violent themselves?
Oh, this is a very interesting one, I think.
Yeah, right.
No, of course no. That is such a that is such a terrible way of thinking. I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you think? What do you think yourself? Do you think that happens, that young people become violent just because they watch violent stuff on
yeah.
TV?
I think that's dumb too
Yeah,
because
ridiculous, right?
I like to watch like
What do you watch?
Ultraman, Kamen
Ultraman.
Rider.
I
That's like
same. I love that
violence,
too.
right?
Yeah, they fight
Yeah,
monsters, but I don't think I become like a violent person that beat
yeah,
other
right.
kids, right? Do you beat other
We
kids?
don't beat other
Huh?
people.
You don't beat other
No, of
people, right?
course no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Don't do that. I mean, I think it depends on the people, right? Depends on the kid.
yeah. Depends on
Depends on
people.
their environment. Is their environment
Yeah,
like uh, support them
violence.
to become violent?
Yeah, parent control is also affects. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Uh, but yeah, I guess it's mainly environment though. What their school environment is like. Do they face a lot of bullies maybe? Because if you face bullies, you might just be more inclined to do violent stuff, right? You might fight the bully yourself. Maybe you're taught by your parents to fight the bullies with hand, or maybe your
yeah,
parents just don't tell you what to do, and you decide to come up with your own idea. Like, oh, maybe I just fight this bully with my own hands, and oh look, they stop bullying me because I
yes,
fight them. Oh, fighting makes sense now. See, it's violence, but
yeah.
is it from television? I don't think so.
No,
I
of
don't.
course no.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Maybe uh, some people maybe took that TV series too seriously, but that's depends on the people, not because of
yes,
the
exactly,
TV.
right. I don't think it's because of the TV. I mean, if you think about it, in ancient times, just as we discussed earlier, a lot of people are pretty violent, but there were no
Yeah,
TVs. There were nothing to, you know,
no TVs.
there are no media that show them violence, but they're
Yeah,
violent still. I mean, what do you say about that? It's just because of
yeah,
violent TV.
uh,
It's ridiculous. I don't.
mainly.
I hate this thing. I mean, especially because you can relate it to games as well. Like, oh, if you play violent
Yeah,
games, you also become violent. Oh, come on, I know.
like PUBG is banned in some
Yeah,
country
and what
because of
else?
shooting.
Yes, and GTA. Oh, if you play GTA,
It doesn't make sense
you'll become violent and you'll start killing people.
to kill people.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
Doesn't make sense.
Like TV and video games and stuff like media. I think they have a layer of separation. They're separate from real life. Sometimes, like
Yeah,
maybe some kid will unable to separate the two, but I think an average regular kids will be able to separate it and not be affected with
yeah.
it too
Reality
much.
and
Yeah, reality and like fantasy, right? Like they
yeah,
won't follow their
fantasy.
fantasy. It's different in reality. But yeah, what do we say about this? What about this statement? It's
Yeah, for me
ridiculous.
that's not true.
It's really dumb.
Ridiculous,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, and that's where we're going to end it, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, this is
Thank you
the
for
end.
hearing
Yeah,
our discussion.
thank you all for hearing our
Thank you.
discussion. And this has been our English exam, English midterm exam. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.